friends.
Hi, welcome back.
Happy Monday. Happy Monday.
Yep.
So today we thought we would I've been, you scroll on social media and all these different things come up. And so I'm getting more and more stuff about menopause and different people that are trying different things.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of the things, you just never know what's real and what's not real.
That's true.
What's paid
What
and
works, what doesn't.
doesn't work.
Exactly.
So what I tend to do is look at them, read some extra reviews, other places. But one of the things that stood out to me was Elle McPherson. She's beautiful.
Yes,
I mean,
and I
young.
can't believe she's our age.
And she all of a sudden wondered what was happening to her body. And so, very long story short, because you can get online and read it, she's now using something called Super Elixir, Elixer.
Okay.
And it was somebody she found that in Australia.
Okay.
She went in saying, I'm taking this vitamin, that vitamin, and all these vitamins, and nothing's happening.
Right.
And they talked about how vitamins don't always, they put stuff on the stuff that we use to grow, right?
Yeah.
There's all sorts of pesticides and things. So
exactly.
are you really getting what you need out of the vitamin?
Right.
And I know that my doctor had said no, that it wasn't worth me to. The only vitamin she mentioned that was worth taking was vitamin D. Other than that, a lot of times, we get that, right?
Living in Florida, that's not hard to.
So she started taking this stuff made in Australia.
Okay.
And it was 4 pills in the morning when she woke up, and then 4 before lunch, and then 4 after lunch, and then 4 before. She's she did it for 30 days, and while she did feel much better and noticed her skin was better,
right,
and she was sleeping better, she went back to the person and said, "Can I help you create this in a powder?" Wow. She did. And now it's a powder, and I think it was 2 or 3 teaspoons in the morning with water. It comes flavored.
Okay.
And she's been doing it for quite some time now, and she has noticed a considerable difference. So, because it's natural vitamins helping to boost your estrogen, and even though we still sometimes may need the hormone replacement, there's other things that we can do.
Exactly.
Because our estrogen is just depleting, and then we're holding fat, and we're, our skin is being icky, and we're growing hair in places we don't want hair to grow, and we don't have enough hair, and so something I think I'm going to try it and see, because I've noticed the past 4 nights I can't sleep.
Yeah.
And I'm literally exhausted right now. And I have a big, lots of stuff going on right now.
That is such an important part. Of anybody's life, you need sleep, but that's where everything repairs and rejuvenates and grows.
Right.
And you have to have good sleep, and not like fall asleep, wake up, fall asleep, wake. I mean, like good.
That's me now.
That's me. Yeah.
I'll fall asleep about 11:45 midnight after watching Friends.
Exactly. Me too.
And then I'll wake up about 1:45 2.
Wow.
And then I'll wake up at like 3:45.
Yeah. See, I make it till about 3:30. Yep.
And then 5:26 this morning.
Oh my gosh.
And then finally at 7, I was like, but I feel exhausted. My eyes feel heavy.
Sure. It wasn't a good restful.
It was not a good,
sleep,
and this has been like the 4th night. And so my husband said this morning, "You need to take something." I'm like, I don't need to take something.
Yeah.
I need to try and change my routine, or something a little bit different. Maybe shower before bedtime and calm my body down or whatever. But
I know.
Which leads me into what we wanted to talk about today was doing something to help yourself.
Yeah.
Self-care. And
don't be afraid of that.
Right. We're moms, we're wives, and we feel like we should be working and doing all these things that we do and taking care of the kids, and regardless of what stage you're at, right? And very little take time for yourself. And I have a very, very close friend whose mom is going through some medical issues right now. And yesterday I sent her a text and said, just find 20 to 30 minutes and take time for yourself. Because she homeschools 3 kids. They're all different ages, high school, middle school. But still, she's going 100 miles an hour, right? And so I said, you have to, and I know her well enough to know she'll feel guilty. Yeah. But being selfish is okay.
Yeah.
It really is, okay.
I know. And I've had my counselor tell me that, and friends tell me that. I struggle with that. I struggle with productivity equals worth. That's what I struggle with. And I've talked about that with my counselor, and still working on that. But I was just telling you, like right before we started, that, every day I do sit down around 3, 4 o'clock and try to read because I love to read.
Right.
And do some Bible study or do some something just like you said, just relaxing, fun for me. But I mean, I don't know how many times it goes through my head that, I shouldn't be sitting here. I should be doing something. Or,
right.
Then my husband comes home and, he's looking at me sitting there every day reading when he gets home. Yeah, I feel guilty. I feel like,
yes.
Should I be doing something? But
that's me every day.
I don't know.
Rich works from home and, I'm in and out of my office and in and out of things. But sometimes by like 4 or 5 o'clock, I'm ready to get my comfies on.
Yeah.
I'm ready, to flip on the TV, whether it's HD TV, whatever it is. And not feel guilty, but I do.
That's it. Yeah.
And my brother-in-law is now living with us for a little bit, and I don't want him to see me doing nothing, so
it's hard.
But the more that I do it, the easier it's becoming.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I keep telling myself, it's okay.
It's so worth it. Yeah.
It's
you
okay.
Have to. Yeah.
And for someone like me, I've always been a big proponent. I like my me time. I'm very independent.
Me too.
I like to do things by myself. But even if I just go to Marshall's, TJ Maxx, or to the mall and just walk around, sure, I'll come home with something.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
Even if you didn't have a reason to go.
Even if I didn't have a reason to go. But what that does for me is it transfers my mind to something else.
Yeah,
so then I can then regroup. And that's just not through menopause. That's just through midlife,
anytime.
right?
Anytime in life,
But because I've been struggling last week with feeling... I don't know. I've been feeling sad about my son who JJ's in college, and I feel sad. Not that he's in college; it's great, but that I feel like our relationship is not the same as it was this summer. It changed, and for some reason, last year it wasn't hard because I think he called more and he needed me more. He needed money more. And I think I talked about this last time, but I'm feeling.
He's a sophomore
really,
now,
really
so
sad.
He's a little more independent.
And I you know what it is? I feel like I want to text him and just say, "How's your day?"
Right.
And it's is it selfish of me to need that? But then I'm annoying him.
Yeah, I understand 100%.
So now I'm going to Parents Weekend, and I thought, okay, well, I don't want to text him or talk to him for a couple days, so then he's happy to see me.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, Andrea, you're crazy.
You're being
like
ridiculous.
Your mind is being crazy, right? You're his mom, and of course, then it's like, oh my gosh, I want to be cool mom this weekend, and he wants us there, which is certainly a surprise.
Right.
So my mind has been racing, and then wondering, is he feeling okay? Has he he wants to study abroad, so has he gotten online to see when that deadline is and how much it's going to cost and all these things? And finally, I just said to myself this morning, I'm like, okay, stop. Like, turn it off. Stop.
It's hard. Well, I have a good example of that kind of thing for you from this morning. I was at a coffee shop just doing some editing for a thing that I have to work on, and I had a question because I'm not used to doing it. I had a question about it, about how I needed to do these edits. So I'm like, oh, well, I'll just call Emma and ask her. My daughter, who is a social media manager, expert at all that stuff. So I call her, and she gets me straightened out, but then she's like, Mom, you can just Google how to do this, or, ChatGPT. And I'm like, yeah, but I wanted to call you and talk to you, So then I felt kind of like you did. I'm like, well, should I not have called her? Was I bugging her? It's just sad,
I think they don't appreciate it yet.
Yeah.
Right. And for me, I keep telling my husband, just do these things because later on, they will think back and think, I remember when my dad did this, or when my parents came to family weekend. It's like, a lot of people are saying, well, we're not going. My son's a sophomore. We're not going. But when he asked us to come, I'm like, he's a sophomore and he still wants us to go.
They've always asked us to come. So,
of course, because they're going to remember my parents came to every, every parents' weekend. But when Jake first went to college, right before he left in June. And that Father's Day, he gave Rich a book of facts, like good but funny facts, or it could just be random about anything. It could be about politics, it could be about religion, it could be about anything, but just very neutral things. And so one day Rich opened up, or Jake said to him, well, do you ever read? And he said, oh yes. And so then he went away to school, and Rich started opening up, and on the did you know, he'd pick one and he'd text it to Jake and say, did you know? And every day that was his
their
way
thing,
of keeping in touch.
That's cute.
And I thought, gosh, that's really great, right?
That's so cute.
And some days if Rich would forget, Jake would text him and say,
Be
did
like,
you know?
Yeah, what's the...
So when the fall came this year, he's not doing it. And I was like, you need to do it. He said, why? Maybe I'm bothering him. I said, because he's going to remember that.
Yeah.
And so my lesson here is don't be selfish.
Just
I
do it.
call him when I want to do it.
That's
right?
me. And that's what I told my daughter today. I'm like, maybe I just wanted to talk to you.
I'll be that annoying mom.
Yeah. She's like, that's okay, but...
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Be annoying. Yes,
but,
exactly.
But it made me feel better. And then I was like, oh, he's texting me back because I see the 3 gray dots, right? And then, it's single, double word responses.
Yeah, right.
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. Thumbs up.
Yep. I get those.
One time last week I sent something and Rich and my brother-in-law and my other son Zach were like, okay, who wants to take a bet on what his response is going to be? I said, I vote pink heart, and they all voted something else and Mom won.
Oh, that's so funny.
But I am going to be selfish and do the things that I need to do.
Exactly. Exactly. It's going to help you.
Like last night, we have sushi one night a week, and it was last night, and so it was over by where Marshall's and Home Goods is, and I said, you know what? I'm going to go now and do a return, and you and your brother meet me at the restaurant, which is in the same place. And he said, okay, but why don't we go? I'm like, no, I'll go. I'll just meet you there. And I had a point to that. My point was, I just wanted to go.
You need a little bit of your time first.
I wanted myself alone in the car to put on my music and to recharge. And walk around Home Goods for just 1 hour.
Even those few minutes,
And it did recharge because I know what the rest of the night it's going to be dinner where I have to carry conversation, and then I go home and I have to finish the laundry, but then I want to watch a show. And all that sounds so little, but when you put it all together, you understand what I'm saying.
So worth it,
Right?
Yeah, I know.
So, and then the not sleeping, and I don't know.
That's the worst, though. Yeah, I go through that too. I have no trouble falling asleep. And I have a lot of friends who have trouble falling asleep, like total insomnia. But I have no trouble falling asleep. I just can't stay. It's like you. I'll wake up, every night pretty much 3:30. But then today, same thing. I was awake at like 5:06 in the morning.
I'm going to text you tonight at 3:30.
Okay. Hey, you up? Yeah.
You know what I did though last week is I found when I was cleaning out things, a diffuser. And I was like, I have all the oils for this.
Yeah.
So I put it in our bedroom.
Yeah.
And we've been using it at night. I mix lavender,
like lavender. That's what I was going to say, lavender.
Mix them together separate. And I've been doing that every night, but I'm waking up. That's not helping me.
Well, I was going to tell you too, and this is something that my daughter found because I think I sent you a picture yesterday of the candle or the wax warmer thing I got. Well, I had bought a diffuser for my bedroom because we were trying to get, we have a dog and cat, and you're trying to get the smells out. You just want it to be refreshing and relaxing. Well, she found out that cats, some of the essential oils are toxic to cats. So look up that first before you.
Oh.
Because we had orange. We had an orange smell.
Is eucalyptus and lavender?
I don't know if she looked those up, but she looked up orange, and that's what we had bought, and it's toxic to cats. So, took it back.
Well,
so FYI, yeah,
look up yours. I'll have to look that up.
Which I had never heard of that, and then even my older daughter came over for dinner that night, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I knew that too." So, I don't know.
Where do they learn this?
I have no idea.
Where do they get this from?
They're a wealth of knowledge, though.
They're a wealth of knowledge. So anyway, I've been thinking about that, and it's like the day that my cleaning lady cleans. I'm like, I'm not cooking. I don't want to cook. I just want to clean kitchen for one day. Or last week it was, I don't know what night it was. Can't remember. But Rich said to me, it was about 4:30. He says, "What's for dinner?" And I said, "You know what? I don't know. I don't care." Right? And so he said, "Well, how about if you make?" And I did snap at him. I'm like, "Well, how about if you make?"
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Why? Why do I have to? He says, I brought home a piece of pumpkin cheesecake and it was delicious. He says, why don't you make a pumpkin cheesecake? Well, why don't you make a pumpkin cheesecake?
Oh, okay.
So lately I've been a little bit snippy.
Yeah.
And I do it all in good fun.
Yeah, right. But you mean it.
But I do.
Yeah.
And so, this is really funny. We went out. Where were we? I don't know. We were out to dinner and I said, wow, I'm like, this is great. to be sitting here and to be served
yeah.
a nice warm meal, and then it gets taken away and cleaned up. This is so great. Nice. And he looked at me and goes, "It is great, isn't it? I get that every night."
I was just going to say, it's almost like what I do every night.
So now I'm starting to be a little bit more selfish and say, you know what? I don't want to cook. Yeah. I don't care.
I'll say that on days where I've just unloaded the dishwasher and like the kitchen's all nice and clean, all the dishes are put away, and I'm like, no, we're not messing this kitchen up tonight.
We run our dishwasher every flippin' day.
Yeah, you got more.
Well, there's 4 of us,
You've got
right?
Yeah, we do when we're all home.
But for the love of God, every single day.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But like tonight, I don't really want to cook.
No, we've cooked the past 2 nights. I think tonight we're not.
I usually cook Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. If we don't go out Friday, Saturday, so I really...
You do cook a lot.
I
you do.
And what's funny is, before my brother-in-law moved in with us, and Jake was at college, Rich and I just kind of ate whatever.
Yeah.
Like, if I wanted a piece of salmon, I'd go get it.
Yeah,
but now that his brother's here and he's recovering from a stroke, I want to make sure that he
needs a meal. Yeah.
And we sit at the table every night, and it's quite lovely. I will say
really
it is
that
very
is
nice.
Sweet.
We might watch Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune,
right?
But we're all
together,
participating, engaging. But now getting creative is really getting hard. Like I've defrosted tonight some chicken tenders.
Yeah.
I don't have a clue what I'm going to do with them.
But
right. Yep. I don't know, but I'm being a little bit more selfish, and I think that goes with I don't really care.
No.
I don't really care.
Yeah, we need to do a episode on that, the I Don't Care Club, because I've been seeing so much about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's make our next episode the I Don't Care Club.
Okay, you make a list, I'll make a list, and then we'll talk about them.
Right.
But yeah, things that, in your 50s, midlife, whatever, that you just no longer care about.
I got a long list.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny how you can change? The other thing that's really been bothering me when I'm awake at night and can't sleep is this is kind of deep. I don't know who my true self is anymore.
Oh, yeah, I say that every day.
Yeah. Is that another episode?
Oh, that could be a huge episode.
Who?
I don't know if I ever did. No, really.
I don't know, because I don't know how long I've been going through this, because my body has always been so crazy, and I never really got hot flashes, and my periods were always abnormal, so I really don't know when this whole process started. So I really, can't say who my true self is. So yesterday I was driving around running errands, and I was really kind of sad about it. I'm like, who am I? And now I understand when people say, I got to go find myself.
Yeah, it'll mess with you. My uncle even said that over the summer. I think I talked briefly about it. My dad's 80th birthday was this summer, and my uncle, he's 84. He came and visited, and hung out with us. And he's a single man right now. And he just travels. He travels, he hikes, he rollerblades. He still does all this at 84.
That's amazing.
But he was talking about a specific trip, and I think it was Spain, I want to say maybe, because we were asking him, where's your favorite place you traveled, and all these kind of stories, and he'll tell you a million stories. But he mentioned that. He said, I suggest people do that and find themselves. So going on a trip or an adventure like that, just solo maybe, and just...
Solo, huh?
Yeah, most of his travels, I would say, he has friends that he does things with and hike with and stuff like that, but
yeah, I could do a solo trip.
Oh, easily, I could. Yeah,
I might call you all the time, but I do a solo trip. Yeah,
maybe we need to go find ourselves together.
I know.
Where should we go?
Well, I keep getting these advertisements from all these different things that go to Paris for 4 nights for $500. I'm like, that includes, it's probably not the best hotel, but whatever.
Where are we gonna find her?
I don't know. So last night, I have a piece of hair that's just sticking to my forehead. Last night, we haven't done a sex episode yet, but men, they want sex, right? And whatever. And so Rich turned to me on the couch and he's like, "Are you available tonight?" And I'm like, "Oh."
Here, let me check my
do I have to? Like, I can't say no, right?
Right.
So I said something kind of, weird. He took it the wrong way. Whatever.
Oh dear.
What else? And so then we're getting into bed. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to, do the deed.
Turn it on.
Turn it on. And so then he's like, oh no, you don't. No, it's okay. It's all right. No, we'll just no, another time. I'm like, okay, no. Like, I'm not gonna have this.
Not playing that game.
We've got a lot going on this week and this weekend, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna play this game. So, but I felt so awkward. Like, I feel bad. I enjoy it when we're doing it, but I'm relieved when it's over because, right? I mean, it's normal, right? I've watched a lot of different episodes of things, and I've read a lot that it's totally normal, but I can't pinpoint when that started.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
I really can't. But then I woke up this morning. I'm like, oh, good, I'm free for a couple days.
You're like, right? Yes, I did that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feeling so strange emotionally lately.
Yeah. I ask myself that every day. Who am I? Yeah, or did I really ever even know?
I think now that I'm doing my Empowered Minds life coaching, don't forget, pass the word along. At empoweredmindslc.com, and I can do anywhere, anybody. It's all remote. I think once that gets going and I'm building that up, I might be able to feel a little more stable and feel better about myself. But I think I'm so in between right now that I can't really pinpoint who I am. Yeah. I know what I like. I know what I don't like.
Exactly. I've said that before a million times too.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't. Yeah.
And I think that I have kind of a different background, with not having a relationship with my mom, my adoptive mom. I was adopted at birth, and long story. But now, I haven't spoken to her in 25 years or whatever, 26 years. But now I know she's getting to the age, and my brother still has a relationship with her, and I'm like, gosh, I'm feeling so different about it now than I did 5 years ago. Yeah. So I'm like feeling all these different things, and certain things are coming up, and I'm like, gosh, is this what's making who I am, and do I like that?
Right.
And I think that has nothing to do with menopause, people. That is just midlife and where I am, because another birthday is approaching.
I think everybody probably feels,
You feel like that sometimes?
Feels that way, Yeah, exactly. And are you being who you're supposed to be? You know what I mean? Kind of like.
I think I'm where I'm supposed to be. I think that it's taking me. The one regret, and I've mentioned this before on here, is I do regret giving up teaching.
Yeah.
Because that really was. I was excited every morning when I got up, and I was ready to go to school, and I was ready to teach, and I was all this. And so I think that the life coaching is along the same lines. I just have to get clients, and I know that will take time, and I think I'll feel better.
You wouldn't go back to teaching ever? Just because of how it's changed, or?
Because of how it's changed, I think. And I think we're so far removed from it that I would probably have to go to a private school.
You just have to learn so much too, because it's all technology bound now. And I think the same thing. And it's funny, this morning in my Bible study I go to on Thursdays, we were talking a little bit about spiritual gifts. And I know that my gift is teaching is one of them for sure. And I do miss it. I think I miss the way it was. The way it was. Yeah, when we were teaching, it was so much fun.
So much fun.
It was great. We had control. I mean, we could teach.
That's what it is. We wouldn't have control.
Yeah, no. Well, I remember when I first came down here, like I moved here to be a teacher, and almost 27 years ago, and I literally could, back then we didn't do it on the computer. We were writing out our lesson plans, but I could write my lesson plans. They were my lesson plan. What I wanted to do, what I wanted to say, what I wanted,
I remember the lesson plan book. It was black, right?
Yeah,
the big squares.
Yes, and I would write in there, but it was
color coding. You were good at color coding.
Oh, yeah, color code.
She was great at color coding. I don't know. I think that.
Good old days.
I know. Those were really the good old days.
It was. I know it's not like that anymore.
It's not. I think the life coaching for me gives me that same teaching where I can help people get organized and follow a process or do things that are going to make them feel good, one step at a time, go places where they need to go to feel successful and feel good, and with people they want to be with. And so there's, I think that's why now that I'm sitting here talking about it out loud, I do feel that will bring me back.
It will. It's just evolved. It's just doing something different. And like I'm writing, and I feel like I'm still encouraging. Like I like the encouragement part.
You're still
of teaching. And still doing that through my writing too. So,
but that's true. Yeah. So you can do something that you're good at and evolve through things. Yes, it doesn't just have to be one thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that's where we are.
Yeah.
Maybe look up some of those that super
elixir.
I'm gonna look that up. I think I'm gonna order it and try it for 30 days. It's not cheap, but it's like, I think if you order it, it was like $68 for the month. I don't know if I'll know anything in a month, but I'm gonna try it. It's worth a try.
Yeah, why not?
Actually, you know what? One more thing I did want to say. I went and I do face products, right? And I'm starting to get these spots and this stuff on here that I'm like, oh my gosh, do I have melasma? I don't know. What do I do? Discoloration. And so I went and bought the entire line. I used some of the products of the CeraVe.
Okay, yeah.
Please try vitamin C. Everybody should put vitamin C on their face. Yeah. It does truly instantly brighten.
Okay.
I use CeraVe's eye cream. I use their vitamin C serum now. And there's one more that's the retinol.
Okay.
I use that, and do that for yourself.
Yeah.
Do that. That is self-care. That they're not. You can spend less than $100 and get the whole line.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that it's kept me looking young. What I don't do that I really need to do is I do come down my neck, but I don't do my chest. Yeah. Do your chest.
I know.
Do your chest.
Yep.
So,
and sunscreen.
Sunscreen. Yeah. I use the CeraVe moisturizer, which has SPF in it
every morning.
Right.
Same
so,
thing.
Anyway, thanks for joining us. We're glad you're here, and we will. We'll see you next week where we're going to talk about
the I Don't Care Club.
The I Don't Care Club.
So
I love it.
Think of yours. Okay.
Yep. Hit subscribe down at the bottom. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.